Trader. It is Monday morning, so it is time to go to work. So we'll take a look here at crude oil, WTI, and Brent. We'll take a look here at natural gas, and we'll take a look at gold and silver and Bitcoin and Ethereum. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock market ETF. If you like to subscribe, thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have crude oil. Okay, now you can see where it's coming off really hard. Now the OT man came out and he stopped the bombings, I guess, and they're back into peace talks, and that's what happened here on Friday, kind of a situation. Okay, so we had this really nice rally up here from 67.04 all the way to 93.50 level. This is what I was looking for right here. Top of that candle, 93.64, and you came in within 14 cents, very, very nicely. Okay, now if you see Friday, we had that red candle, and that's always a tell. Okay, and then what it is, we opened up yesterday the futures, and it was all down, and now we lost that key 8-day and that 50-day here so far today. But again, this is just the start of the day. Okay, so don't have any opinion. So this was a really, really nice, good trade. Then I went into the weekend, I went flat, and now we got to see exactly where we are doing right here now. Okay, so again, nice, good little short ski here going on, but okay, we got to see, exactly, how this is all going to shake out. Because remember, nothing is solved here. Okay, this is just based on news here. And then you're dealing with the regime of Iran and the Straits of Hormuz, and you're dealing with all this. Again, there was a couple of good tells. Okay, rallied right on up here nicely. You hit that 70 mark. Very, very key. So you got to always watch that. Okay, now here on the upside, this is what we're looking for. Right here, 83.85 level. Okay, and then we'll come right above that at 85.09. Okay, so that's the two letters that we're looking for. Then we have the top of today here, 86.20. There's your gap. And we look to the bottom of that candle at 87.68. That's your fill. Okay, and then what we can do is your next level is going to be your 21-day here. And then we have your 100-day. Then we have your retest at 93.50. That is your upside action. Now, here on the downside, what we're watching the bottom of this candle right here and the top of this candle. Okay, so far we came down to 82.12 level. Okay, so when we look at it right here, you have 82.07. So that is going to be your support level, 82.07. Next level we're going to be looking at is going to be right here at this 81.39 level. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we'll come down right to the bottom here. You're looking at 79.58, and then we can hit this here, this 78.16. There's your 8-day, and then we'll be looking for the 21-day here at 77.37. Okay, now we also have big time support here at 75.29, and we have support here at 74.80 level. Okay, then when we lose that, we have your 50-day, 73.66, and we have your 70.97. So there's a lot of support. But right now, what we're just watching is just the top of that candle at 82.07. Okay, that's what you're going to be key level. And then right there at that 81.39, and then venture right down here to that 79.58. And then here's your key level right here at that 77.37. Now, that 21-day here crossed over that 200-day, and we are rallying up here very, very nicely. But again, we had a really tremendous run here, and this is all news related. Now, this here, we tagged that 70. Now you can see at 52, we're coming on down. This looks like it wants to roll, but we had good momentum there to start. This never crossed over. And you can see where that 21-day stopped there pretty much cold there after we popped up, and it sat right there. And now we sitting at that 50 mark, which is not overbought or oversold. So you got to be very, very patient here. And remember, watch that news, watch that news, watch that news. Now, I do UCO for the long and SCO for the short. And I took that long off there on Friday because we had a really nice, good run. And look what we have here going here. So always pay attention. But I say always look to the left of the chart, 93.50. And where'd you go? Right there at that 93.64. Okay, within 14 cents, very nicely. Okay, let's take a look here now at Brent Crude. Okay, now here we have Brent Crude, same thing, okay, 70.14. It was a really nice trade in the BNO, okay, all the way there to that 102 level. Now, when it came up to that 102 level, all we were looking for is right on the left-hand side here, okay, 102.16, okay? So you came in within 15 cents of the highs, okay? So always pay attention what's going on the left-hand side here. If it kept on running, then yes, then we could hit the bottom at 103.28 level. We could have went up to that 106.35 level and ventured all the way up here to that 109 level and possibly all the way to that 112. But that's not what happened, okay? It ran right up in there and then it pulled back, okay? So that was that Thursday. And then Friday, we had that red candle because what we said is T-Man stopped the bombing and they went to peace talks. And as soon as you have any kind of information, crude oil is going to come off. Looks like traders do not want to buy it and hold it up in these high levels. Kind of a situation. They're waiting on the news. Now, sold all the way down here past the 8, and now we're still holding this 50-day here on the Brent, okay? So this is what you're watching is 88.32. That's going to be very, very key. Then the next level will be today's low, 87.57, and then we're going to be looking right to the bottom of this candle here at that 86.14 level, okay? So then we have this target right here at 83.71, okay? And then we're going to be looking right here at that 82.83. That's your 8-day, and then we have your right there, your 21-day, 82.46, and then we have this 79.94 level. Okay, now then we also right here 79.11. Okay, right there 78.23, and then 74.86. Okay, your 200-day, 50-day, 100-day, right here 21-day and 200-day. If we start losing that 50-day, those are your big target areas. But right now, all we're doing is we're watching the bottom of these candles here, and that's going to be your support levels. Now, on the upside here, okay, well, we got a lot of big targets. Okay, got to get back above that 8-day. Okay, that's 891.87. Okay, then we looked at today's high. That's the gap at 93.89. We looked at the bottom of Friday's candle, 95.14. That is the fill. Okay, then what we have is right here, 95.07. And we have right here this 94.96. Those are going to be your two key levels that we have to really get above here. If we get above that gap, and then we can head back to that 102. But again, this is the same situation. Okay, you got to be very, very patient. Okay, and listen to that new situation. Now it hit a little bit above 70, and now she's coming on down. This is starting to roll over here. This never crossed over, so pretty much like on the WTI. Okay, so I took that trade off here, and that was a really, really good run. Now again, sometimes you just have to understand is when you have a run like going all the way like this, held that 8-day, okay, held that 8-day, running all the way up, running all the way. When the price gets past that 8-day, it always wants to come in towards that 8-day situation. So always remember that. But then always look to the left of the chart. That's the key, okay? And if it gets hit the resistance level, okay, then if it can go right back higher, then we just go to the next level, okay? And then the next level, and then the next level. That's all you're really trading is level to level to level. But this was a really, really good night, and you got to know when to take her off. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now you can see here we have the contract roll here, and this is just like boom, right down to nothing here. Okay, so right there, we're holding came downtown to this low of 2.73. Okay, so all I said is just take a look here, look right at this, follow this price channel here, right across here. What do you got? Okay, right there. See that right there? 2.75. This is where we're sitting at. Now, if it keeps rolling on down here, we just bring this price channel across here. This is what you got, 2.67. Okay, then we just bring this right across here. What do you got? 2.59, and then we have 2.49 all the way at the bottom here. Okay, that's your big retest. Now, this here RSI, this is not oversold. The green is below your red, that moment to the downside. This is not oversold, and this looks like it wants a crossover. So again, you know, retesting here on this level at that 249 is very, very possible situation. Now, on the upside, we just have to do just reverse. So what we're going to be doing here now, we'll be looking right here, okay? This is your upside move here, 2.79, okay? Then we look right here at the price channel at 2.82. We get above that, we'll be looking right here for this 8-day at 2.87. And then we have this 100-day sitting at 2.97. We have the 21-day at 2.97. So everything is sitting right here for you. Okay, so the upside, you can see where your price is below all your supermoving averages, below all your supermoving averages. Okay, so this is what you're looking for, a retest of that level at that 2.82, and then we can maybe hit that 8-day, maybe that 100-day. Now, if we get above all that, you got more resistance here. 21-day, and they had the 50-day. Okay, then we come up here, we have your 8-day here, we have your 200-day, and we have your 100-day and your 50 SMA. Nothing has really changed here. Your price is below all the simple moving averages, and this just looks like it just wants to go lower. So right now, I have no position here. I do not hold natural gas long or short overnight here because they don't call this the widowmaker for nothing. And look at right here. So I'll be looking for scalps here, possibly like in the UNG. And right now here, you could go into the KOLD. Would have been a really nice, good trade here. But right now, I have no trade going on here in the natty gas. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold. Okay, here we have gold, and gold's going to have its time again. Okay, now we have this downtrend situation where the 50-day, like I pointed out. Then the 21-day took it over, and now we're sitting here above this key 21-day. However, we're sitting right here at this 8-day. Okay, so this is what we're going to have to get above, 41.26. That's going to be very, very critical. If we can do it, then we'll come to this price channel at 42.15, which is just the top of that candle. Okay. Then we have your 50-day at 42.52. We get above that right here, 43.69 level here, and then we have 44.48. Okay. Then 44.98, and then we have 45.08. Okay, those are going to be upside. Now, just remember, with gold and silver and Bitcoin and Ethereum, they've been getting hammered here while the war is going on. Once this situation can kind of be settled out here, gold, silver, Bitcoin, that's where your trades are going to be going forward, and those are going to be your rally situations. Now, we got positive divergence here. The green is over your red. That's looking very good. This is bottoming out here, and this is looking here pretty good. The key is we got to get above that 41.26. Once we do that, then we have this nice cut targets, 42.15 and 42.52. That's going to be your nice big targets. Now, downside, got to hold this 21-day, 40.73. That's going to be very, very key. 8-day, 40.54. We lose that, we'll come down to Friday's low, 40.24. We come down here, 40.03, and then we have your retest, 39.55. We lose that. Here's your target, 36.76. So this is a really, really easy, simple trade. So I don't scalp anything on a short side here, just on the long side. I just trade the GLD. Okay. So now this is looking here very, very good. But this is what I'm watching, 41.26. Once we get and close above that, then we got some room here to breathe. Okay, let's take a look here at silver. Okay, here we have silver, pretty much the same situation. Okay, now on the downside, this is what you want. 59.02, that's going to be your key support. There's your 21-day. And then 57.96, that is your 8-day. Okay, we start losing that situation. Come down to the bottom there, 57.32. Right there, 56.38. Retest 55 flat. Lose that. Here's your target, 49.42. Simple. Upside, right here, this 8-day. It's going to be a real thorn, 61.19. Got to get above that. That's going to be very, very key. Okay, now if we do, then we're going to be looking right here at 63.73, just the top of that candle. Okay, then we'll be looking right there at that 50-day. Okay, and then we'll be looking at this 50-day right here. Okay, once we start rallying up above that, then we have this 21-day, 69.81, 70.08, and then we come up here at 71.65. Once we break above that, then all we do is bring these price channels right across here, and that is your upside. Now, be patient here. We have nice positive divergence going on here. We have a double bottom situation here. This is looking good. This is bottoming out here. And I think it's going to be a matter of time for silver to get its groove back. You know what I'm saying? But again, this 8-day, got to get above that. Okay, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin looking very, very good here. Okay, same situation, double bottom in play. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders pattern is still very, very much in play. And we're hanging right on here to this 8-day. Okay, now what do we pop up here today? At that 66.75. This is what you're looking at, 66.58. We got to get above this key 58. That is 50-day simple moving average. If we do, then here's your next target at 69.511. Okay, once we get above that, then we have this 100-day, okay, at 72.47. And then what we can do, we can rally all the way up here to that 200-day at 80. Okay, then we come up here. What do you got? 84. And then we come up here. We have that 88.914. Now, very, very slow mover. Okay, so you got to be real careful. You got to be very, very pay attention here. Now, we really need to hold this 65.146. That's your 8-day. We really need to hold that 63.430. That is your 21-day. Okay, now by Friday, because it's a weekly chart, we want to hold this level, 63. That's your 200-day, and we want to hold that 8-day at 63.262. Those are very, very key by Friday situation. Okay, now on a daily chart, all I'm doing now is I'm trading this BITX. I'm just scalping that on the long side, unless we lose this 8-day, and more importantly, lose that 21-day. Okay, once we start losing this here, we lose that 200-day and this 8-day, then it's a short down here. But until then, no, this is still just a scalp long trade because we have a good uptrending situation here and here and here and here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for. So now basically just look for scalps here. Don't look over say, okay, it's going here. Yes, it is, but I don't think it's going there today. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. Okay, here we have Ethereum looking very, very good. Okay, so now what do we got here going on? Right there, look at here, nice, good double bottom situation. Okay, and now we're rallying up here. Look at this nice big green candle, and now we're above that 50-day, and we're back above that 8-day. Very, very nicely. Now, here's the problem right here. It's going to be getting back above this 21-day at 2,000 flat. That's going to be very, very key, and then we have a next resistance at 2,031. Now, if we can get above this 21-day and get above this key 100-day right here, 2481, your 200-day is your target. But be very careful if it does get up there. Simple reason is look at this, okay? And these are weeks that has smashed right into it and it couldn't do nothing. So that's going to be very, very strong here. But again, what you're really watching on near term is going to be right here, 2000, and then right there is that 2031 level, okay? Once you get above that, then we have this 200-day. Now, if it happens to break above that, then you're going to be looking at 2533. That's going to be your next big target. Now, here on the downside, we want to watch right here, this 8-day, okay? 1899, very, very key, okay? 50-day, 1840, very, very key. And then 21-day, 1797, and then right here, 1765. Now, this is curling up here very, very nice here. This has plenty of room to run. This is over, the green is over there looking good. This is looking good, and this is looking good. So this is looking here to, once we break that 21-day, break that 100-day, shoot right up here to that 2481. Now remember, this Ethereum, this can move, okay? Just like Bitcoin, when it moves, look at this weekly, look how that thing can move all the way down from this bottom here, okay, 1387, we went all the way to that top at 4880, okay? So that thing can move once we get rolling, but we got a little bit of resistance going on here, that there in that 100-day, once we crack it, then we'll be looking here for that 200 SMA. Alrighty, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. We'll take a look at some stocks. Now remember, there's going to be a lot of earnings out this week. There's going to be the Fed's going to be out this week. We got the end of the month coming up this week. So there's just a lot. So pay attention to the news. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.